There comes a moment in life when you look back and wonder, how did a girl like me end up here? Everything was once so good, so peaceful, like a calm before the storm. But then, like a whirlwind, it all came crashing down. I could blame everyone else, the people who hurt me, the circumstances that broke me. I could say it was their fault. But deep down, I know the truth. If I had just trusted God, truly trusted Him with my heart and my future, I wouldn't be standing here today, lost and broken. I was so consumed with chasing happiness, with trying to fill a hole inside me, that I threw my life away. I reached for temporary fixes, looking for quick relief in the wrong places. I forgot that life has seasons, times of joy and growth, yes, but also times of hardship and waiting. I didn't understand then that God's timing is perfect, that sometimes the hardest seasons are the ones that prepare us for what's next. I didn't know that true happiness isn't found in fleeting moments or broken promises, it's found in surrender, in faith, in walking with Him even when it hurts. Now, as a woman who has fallen, who has stumbled and lost her way, I come to you with an open heart. I surrender my story, my failures, my regrets, all of it, to the One who is merciful and makes all things new. Maybe my story will be a warning. Maybe it will be a light in the darkness for someone else walking through their own storm. But most of all, it's a testament to the grace of God, the grace that caught me when I fell and the grace that's slowly healing this broken heart. I am learning, slowly but surely, that the seasons will change. And in His time, so will I. Chapter 1, The Day I Met Him. I remember it like it was today. I was sitting on a park bench, hunched over my sketchpad, desperately trying to finish my school art project. I was trying to capture the beauty of the scene. The trees swaying, the sun casting soft shadows, the clouds painting slow dances in the sky. But no matter how many times I pressed the pencil to paper, it still didn't feel right. Frustrated, I let out a sigh, slammed the pencil down on the sketchpad, and watched as it rolled off and hit the ground with a loud, dramatic plunk. Perfect, I thought with an eye roll. Just as I was about to bend down to pick it up, a hand, long fingers, dark brown skin, reached in and grabbed it before I could. Annoyed, I blurted, that's mine, ready to give some stranger a full dose of side-eye attitude. But when I looked up, I froze. He looked like he stepped out of a dream. No, out of heaven. Dark brown skin kissed by the sun. Short, soft red curls that caught the light like fire. Piercing gray eyes that held stories and storms. A big, wide smile stretched across his face like he knew something the rest of us didn't. His teeth were so white, he could have been in a Colgate commercial. Scratch that, he'd put Adonis to shame. He moved his hand, motioning toward the bench and probably saying something, but I didn't hear a word. I was too stunned. There was something glowing about him. No joke, I don't know if it was the sun or something more, but it felt like light was pouring from him. I must have been staring, because he waved his hand in front of my face, snapping me back into reality. I blinked fast, heart pounding, and blurted out, "I'm sorry." He rubbed the back of his head shyly, his fingers brushing through that soft red hair. Then he handed me my pencil and said the corniest joke ever. "You should be careful where you throw that, might poke someone's eye out." I let out a breathy laugh. And then, just like that, he was gone. I felt like a fool. My heart was racing and I didn't even know his name. I sat back down, dazed, clutching my pencil like it had been handed to me by an angel. I looked at my empty page and slowly, without thinking, began to sketch his face from memory. Every line I drew made me feel closer to that moment again. And as I sketched, I whispered a prayer under my breath. God, who is that man? Why is he stuck in my head like glue? Will I see him again? I sighed, closed the pad, and dragged myself to the bus stop. I flopped down on the bench, still stuck on that moment. I even let out a loud ugh, which earned me a side-eye from the woman next to me. She slid a few inches away, clearly thinking I was crazy. And I didn't blame her. The bus finally pulled up, and I thanked God that the woman wasn't getting on with me. One more second of that embarrassment and I'd have to crawl home. I took a seat in the far back, pulled out my sketchpad, and poured the rest of my energy into finishing his portrait. The whole ride to campus, I just drew him. His eyes, his curls, that smile. When the bus suddenly halted at my stop. So abruptly I almost fell out of my seat, I packed up, adjusted my coat, and got off. I made my way to the art center on campus, climbed the stairs, and slid into one of the middle seats in the classroom. I was early. The professor hadn't started yet, so I flipped through my sketchbook, still obsessing over his face. 5 minutes later, the room filled. The professor stood at the front and welcomed us. "Today," she said, "we'll be doing a peer-to-peer observation assignment to sharpen your skills as both artists and observers. Pass your sketchbook to the person to your left. They'll pass theirs to the right." My heart stopped. I didn't want anyone seeing what I'd drawn. Still, I handed my sketchbook over without looking up, too nervous to face their reaction. I took the sketchpad from my neighbor, and when I opened it, I froze. It was me. Someone had drawn me, sitting on the park bench, looking soft, peaceful, elegant. My hair tucked behind my ears, pencil in hand, that same confused expression I probably had all morning. I was stunned. A little creeped out too. Who would? I turned my head slowly, and there he was. Those same piercing gray eyes. That same glowing smile. And this time, a blush on his face. "I guess we both made an impression on each other," he said with a soft chuckle. I laughed, heart racing, cheeks hot. "I guess so." He leaned in slightly, and I caught the faint scent of ocean breeze, fresh greens, and mint. It was so crisp and clean, I felt my shoulders relax just breathing it in. "My name is Effin," he said, extending his hand. "What's yours?" I tucked my curly bangs behind my ear, reached out, and replied, "Effie." "It's nice to meet you." The moment our hands touched, something happened. A warmness rushed over my body, not just physical, but emotional, like something holy had wrapped itself around us. I smiled, and maybe a little too loud, whispered, "Thank you, God." Effin chuckled. "Won't he do it?" And just like that, we were connected. Not just by coincidence, or art, or attraction. It felt deeper, like God himself had been standing in the room, weaving two threads together. We didn't know it then, but seasons were coming. Seasons that would test everything we were and everything we thought love meant. But in that moment, we were just Effin and Effie.